Every year, billions of tiny plastic bricks snap together in perfect harmony, each one engineered to fit seamlessly with every other piece ever made, dating back more than half a century. This is the world of Lego, one of the most iconic toys on the planet. But behind every colorful brick lies a precise and carefully controlled manufacturing process. From raw plastic granules to the exacting mold systems, from quality testing to worldwide packaging and delivery, Lego is not just a toy. It's a symbol of precision, imagination, and decades of innovation. Before we dive into the high-tech machines and microscopic tolerances behind each brick, we need to go back to where it all began. The Lego Group was founded in 1932 in the small town of Billund, Denmark, by a carpenter named Ole Kirk Christiansen. Originally, Christiansen crafted wooden toys in his workshop, simple figures, cars, and pull-along animals. The name Lego was adopted in 1934 and came from the Danish phrase "leg godt," which means play well. At the time, there was no way of knowing that this humble company would eventually revolutionize the way children build, play, and imagine. By the late 1940s, Lego began experimenting with plastic injection molding, a radical shift from the wooden toys of the past. In 1949, they introduced automatic binding bricks, the earliest ancestor of the Lego bricks we know today. These early designs were innovative, but they lacked the gripping power and versatility of the modern system. It wasn't until 1958 that Lego patented the now famous interlocking brick design, which added tubes inside the bricks to improve clutch power. This was the game changer. For the first time, builders could create complex, stable structures without glue or reinforcement. From that moment, Lego exploded in popularity. New sets, themes, and characters followed. From Lego City to Lego Technic, and later, licensed themes like Star Wars, Harry Potter, and Marvel, the system grew into a global language of creativity. But at the heart of it all is still the brick. No matter how advanced the themes become, every Lego model begins with a single molded piece, crafted to exacting standards in one of the company's state-of-the-art factories. Today, Lego produces over 100 billion bricks a year across multiple production sites, most notably in Denmark, the Czech Republic, Hungary, Mexico, and China. And remarkably, every brick must meet the same standard, a tolerance of just 2 microns, less than the width of a human hair. So how exactly is this iconic toy made? What machines shape it? What plastics go into it? And how do they guarantee that every piece fits flawlessly, even decades after it was made? Let's step inside the factory and discover how Lego is made. To create something as precise and durable as a Lego brick, it all starts with choosing the right material. And for Lego, that material is called ABS plastic, short for acrylonitrile butadiene styrene. ABS is a thermoplastic polymer known for its strength, rigidity, and resistance to impact. It's also lightweight, non-toxic, and safe for children. Most importantly, ABS holds its shape extremely well when heated and cooled, making it ideal for creating bricks that can click together perfectly time and time again. At the Lego factory, ABS plastic arrives in the form of tiny round pellets, usually white or colorless. These plastic granules are stored in large silos and are the foundation of nearly every Lego brick. But Lego isn't just about form, it's also about color. From bright reds and blues to subtle grays and glowing neon greens, Lego's color palette is carefully designed. So before molding begins, the ABS pellets are mixed with precise amounts of color pigment, depending on which brick is being made. This color pigment is added in small, concentrated doses, enough to saturate the entire batch while keeping the mix consistent. Even slight variations in pigment concentration can cause bricks to mismatch in color, so the mixture must be completely uniform. Once the pellets are color matched and ready, they're sent through a drying system to remove any excess moisture. Even a tiny amount of water can affect the quality of the final product during molding. Interestingly, Lego doesn't use ABS for every single part. Some flexible elements like capes, tires, or softer accessories are made from alternative materials such as TPU, thermoplastic polyurethane, or polypropylene. Transparent bricks like windows or windshields are often made from polycarbonate, which offers higher optical clarity. Regardless of the type, all raw materials used by Lego are strictly regulated. Every supplier must meet the LEGO Group standards for safety, chemical composition, and environmental impact. In fact, LEGO performs hundreds of tests on each batch of plastic, checking everything from melting point to color accuracy to structural durability. These quality checks are not optional. Any material that doesn't meet LEGO standards is rejected and recycled before ever reaching the molding machines. With raw materials selected, colored, dried, and inspected, it's time to move on to the heart of the factory, the molding process, where the iconic LEGO bricks are born. With the raw ABS plastic colored, dried, and quality checked, it's time for the most critical phase of LEGO production, injection molding. This is where plastic becomes brick. At LEGO's high-tech molding facilities, thousands of injection molding machines operate around the clock. Each one is programmed to produce specific parts, from standard 2x4 bricks to tiny custom accessories. These machines are fully automated, computer-controlled, and capable of molding parts with extreme precision. Here's how it works. The ABS pellets are first fed into a hopper, which leads into a long, heated barrel. Inside the barrel, a rotating screw pushes the pellets forward while heating them to a temperature of around 230 degrees Celsius, 446 degrees. At this point, the plastic melts into a thick, viscous fluid, ready to be shaped. Next, the molten plastic is injected under high pressure into a steel mold, a two-part metal cavity that forms the exact shape of the desired brick. These molds are engineered with micron-level precision, and each one can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to produce. The pressure during injection can reach up to 150 tons. Each brick must meet a manufacturing tolerance of just plus 0.002 millimeters. That's about 1/5 the width of a human hair. This ensures that every LEGO brick, no matter when or where it was made, will fit perfectly with any other. Once molded, the pieces are dropped onto conveyor belts and sorted into trays. Here, they're cooled completely and sent for further processing. Some will be printed, some assembled into minifigures, and others will go straight to packaging. But before that, there's one more essential step: making sure the bricks are flawless. That's where quality control comes in. When you think of a LEGO brick, you probably think of its satisfying click, that perfect snap when two pieces come together. That click isn't just a happy accident. It's the result of one of the most rigorous quality control systems in the toy industry. Every single LEGO brick must meet incredibly tight specifications. If it's even slightly too large, it won't fit. Too small, and it falls apart. That's why LEGO enforces a tolerance of just 0.02 millimeters, less than the width of a single strand of hair. Once molded, each batch of bricks is subject to a series of inspections. The first line of defense is automated. Optical scanners and laser sensors check every piece for defects such as warping, incomplete filling, air bubbles, or discoloration. These systems are designed to detect inconsistencies at high speed, removing any defective parts from the production line instantly. For example, if a 2x4 brick is even slightly misshapen, it may not grip correctly with others. That piece is immediately rejected and sent for recycling. LEGO aims for a rejection rate of less than 0.0018 cent, meaning that out of every million bricks produced, only about 18 are considered flawed. It's why kids and adults around the world can rely on LEGO to work, piece after piece, year after year. With bricks now molded and verified, it's time for the next step: adding color details, printing faces, and building characters. That happens in the printing and decoration stage. After passing rigorous quality control, many LEGO pieces move on to the printing and decoration stage, where plain bricks are transformed into expressive components with faces, buttons, control panels, or logos. LEGO uses pad printing machines, which function like high-precision stamping systems. Each stamp transfers a thin layer of ink onto the surface of a brick. The process must be perfectly aligned, as even a fraction of a millimeter off can ruin the design. To print something as iconic as a LEGO minifigure face, the brick is carefully positioned in a holder. A silicone pad then presses down with ink, adding fine details like eyes, eyebrows, or a smile. For more complex designs, like torsos with multicolor printing, bricks may pass through multiple pads in sequence. Every color and design is checked for alignment and clarity. If the print is crooked, faded, or doubled, the part is removed. Consistency matters, because a misprinted minifigure head, no matter how small the flaw, can break the illusion of the Lego world. After printing, the pieces are sorted by shape and color into bins, ready for the next stage, assembly. Once the decorated elements are approved, they move on to assembly lines, where Lego minifigures and special components come together. Each minifigure is made up of several parts: legs, torso, arms, hands, and a head. In most factories, these parts are assembled by robotic arms that press the components together with consistent pressure to ensure proper fit without damaging the pieces. The heads are placed last, often after the torsos are printed, with designs like uniforms, armor, or casual clothing. Some specialized parts, like wheels on vehicles or mechanical joints in Lego Technic sets, are also partially assembled before packaging. These pre-assembled elements help simplify the building process for users. Despite the automation, human workers still oversee this stage to verify correct combinations, especially for complex sets or licensed themes. When the characters and pieces are complete, they're ready for packaging and global distribution. Once bricks, minifigures, and special components are fully assembled, they head to the packaging zone, the final stage before leaving the factory. Each Lego set is pre-sorted by automated machines, which count out exact numbers of pieces and group them into numbered bags. These bags help guide the building process step by step, especially in larger or more complex sets. The instruction manuals, printed separately, are added at this stage. The filled bags are then placed into colorful boxes, sealed and labeled. Every box is scanned and weighed to ensure accuracy. An underweight box might be missing pieces, while an overweight one could signal a packaging error. Once approved, the finished Lego sets are stacked onto pallets and shipped to distribution centers worldwide. From there, they travel to toy stores, supermarkets, and doorsteps in over 130 countries, ready to inspire the next generation of builders. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look at how Lego bricks are made, don't forget to hit the &SUF. We upload new videos every week, uncovering the stories behind the world's most iconic products. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay curious.